Imagine a place where life seemed impossible. A sea so salty that nothing could survive in its waters. Now, imagine that same place transforming before our eyes, challenging everything we thought we knew. Welcome to the Dead Sea, where the impossible is becoming reality. Have you ever wondered if ancient biblical prophecies could be fulfilled in our time? What if I told you that we were witnessing something that many believed was just a legend? Get ready for a journey that will challenge your faith and your reason. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how fish are swimming where once there was only salt, the secret behind the mysterious sinkholes that are changing the landscape, and the surprising connection between modern science and ancient prophecies. This is not just another video about biblical curiosities. It's a revelation that could change the way you see the world and your own faith. Are you ready to witness the extraordinary? Don't waste a second, because every moment of this video could be the key to understanding one of the greatest mysteries of our time. Watch to the end and discover why Christians around the world are amazed by what is happening at the Dead Sea. Prophecy is being fulfilled before our eyes. Will you be left out of this discovery? Deep in the Judean desert, between Israel and Jordan, lies a unique and mysterious body of water, known for millennia as the Dead Sea. This salt lake, the lowest point on Earth, has long been a symbol of desolation and divine judgment. However, recent discoveries and natural phenomena have intrigued scientists and amazed Christians, suggesting that ancient biblical prophecies may be being fulfilled before our eyes. The Dead Sea, with its rich and complex history, has always been a place of fascination and controversy. Mentioned in sacred scriptures and studied by scientists the world over, this enigmatic body of water is undergoing transformations that many believe to be nothing short of miraculous. These changes have profound scientific, spiritual, and cultural implications that deserve careful analysis. Known for its extreme salinity that makes life as we know it impossible, the Dead Sea is experiencing a series of natural phenomena that defy our understanding and fuel the imagination of the faithful. Among these extraordinary events is the emergence of sinkholes, which have drastically transformed the landscape around the lake. The sinkholes in the Dead Sea are more than just geological curiosities. They represent a dramatic change in the ecological balance of the region. Formed by the collapse of underground layers of salt, these sinkholes have appeared in increasing numbers in recent decades, creating a scenario that is both fascinating and worrying. The process of formation of these sinkholes is a testimony to the complexity of natural systems. As the level of the Dead Sea decreases, mainly due to human exploitation of its resources, fresh underground water begins to flow into areas previously occupied by salt water. This fresh water, less dense than the saturated brine of the Dead Sea, slowly dissolves the underground salt layers, creating cavities that eventually collapse, forming sinkholes. What makes these sinkholes particularly remarkable is their visual appearance. Many of them display vibrant colors, shades of green and blue that contrast dramatically with the surrounding arid environment. These surprising colors are the result of different mineral compositions and the presence of microorganisms, creating a visual spectacle that seems almost supernatural in its beauty. However, the beauty of these sinkholes comes with significant dangers. The instability of the soil around the Dead Sea has become a growing threat to nearby tourist and residential areas. Roads have been closed, resorts abandoned, and development projects put on hold due to the unpredictable risk of soil collapse. This situation has created a dilemma for local authorities: how to balance public safety with the desire to preserve access to one of the world's most unique and historically significant sites. Perhaps the most intriguing and potentially revolutionary aspect of these changes is the discovery of life in areas of the Dead Sea previously thought impossible. Reports of fish swimming in some of the sinkholes and the emergence of vegetation on the banks of these new bodies of water have amazed scientists and inspired theologians. This newly discovered life suggests a localized decrease in salinity in certain areas of the Dead Sea. The presence of fresh water, flowing through underground channels and emerging in sinkholes, is creating microenvironments where life can flourish. This phenomenon not only challenges our traditional understanding of the Dead Sea as a barren environment, but also evokes powerful images of rebirth and renewal. In addition to aquatic life, there has been an increase in the presence of migratory birds in the region. These birds, attracted by the new habitats created by the sinkholes, are bringing with them seeds and nutrients from other areas, further accelerating the process of ecological transformation. Nature's resilience, demonstrated by this rapid adaptation to conditions previously considered inhospitable, serves as a powerful metaphor for the capacity for renewal and hope in the face of adversity. These natural phenomena at the Dead Sea are not just scientific curiosities. They have profound spiritual and cultural implications. For many Christians and Jews, these changes evoke ancient prophecies, suggesting that we are witnessing the fulfillment of divine promises made millennia ago. This intersection between science and faith is at the heart of the current fascination with the Dead Sea's transformations. The recent changes observed in the Dead Sea have led many believers to revisit ancient biblical prophecies, seeking parallels between current events and the visions described by the prophets thousands of years ago. Two prophecies in particular have gained prominence in these discussions: Ezekiel's vision and Zechariah's prophecy. In the book of Ezekiel, chapter 47, verses 8 to 12, we find a vivid description of a miraculous transformation of the Dead Sea. Ezekiel's prophetic vision describes a river flowing from the temple in Jerusalem, transforming the waters of the Dead Sea from salty to sweet, bringing abundant life where before there was only desolation. The description of abundant fish, fruit trees, and fishermen along the banks evokes images of a vibrant and thriving ecosystem, in marked contrast to the historical reality of the Dead Sea. For many Christians, the recent phenomena observed in the Dead Sea, the discovery of life in its sinkholes, the emergence of vegetation, and the presence of birds, are seen as the first signs of the fulfillment of this ancient prophecy. The idea that the waters of the Dead Sea could become sweet, or at least less saline in certain areas, seems to align directly with Ezekiel's vision. Another prophecy often cited in relation to changes in the Dead Sea is found in the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 8. This prophecy, although more concise, also speaks of living waters flowing from Jerusalem into the Eastern Sea, which is commonly interpreted to be the Dead Sea. The mention of living waters is particularly significant, as it suggests fresh, flowing water capable of sustaining life, something that has historically been impossible in the hypersaline waters of the Dead Sea. The idea of a continuous flow of water, in summer and in winter, implies a permanent and sustainable transformation, not just a temporary phenomenon. For many believers, the discovery of freshwater springs emerging from the bottom of the Dead Sea and the new ecosystems formed in the sinkholes are seen as possible early manifestations of this prophecy. The potential fulfillment of these prophecies carries deep spiritual meaning for many Christians. The revitalization of the Dead Sea is seen not only as a geological or ecological event, but as a powerful symbol of spiritual renewal and God's faithfulness to His promises. Historically, the Dead Sea has been associated with divine judgment, mainly due to its connection with the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, biblical cities that, according to tradition, were located in this region. The transformation of a place of judgment into a place of life and abundance is interpreted as a powerful metaphor for God's ability to bring redemption and hope even in the most desperate situations. Furthermore, these changes are seen by many as a sign of the end times, a prelude to greater events prophesied in the Scriptures. The idea that ancient prophecies are being fulfilled in a tangible and observable way strengthens the faith of many and intensifies the expectation for other biblical promises yet to be realized. For the Christian community, these events at the Dead Sea are not mere scientific curiosities, but a living testimony to divine intervention in human history. They serve as a powerful reminder of God's sovereignty over nature and His ability to fulfill His promises, no matter how impossible they may seem from a human point of view. While spiritual interpretations of the events at the Dead Sea capture the imagination of the faithful, the scientific community has worked diligently to understand and document the changes taking place in this unique environment. Recent discoveries not only shed light on ongoing geological and ecological processes, but also offer fascinating insights into the history of the region and its possible future evolution. A significant milestone in the scientific understanding of the Dead Sea was a series of expeditions carried out in 2011. These surveys, conducted by an international team of scientists, revealed surprising findings that challenged many of the previous assumptions about this unique body of water. One of the most remarkable discoveries was the identification of freshwater springs emerging from the bottom of the Dead Sea. Using advanced sonar technology and remote underwater vehicles, the researchers mapped the seabed and identified places where fresh water was springing up through cracks in the seabed. This discovery was revolutionary for several reasons. Firstly, it confirmed the existence of a complex system of underground aquifers in the region, something that had long been theorized but never before directly observed. Secondly, it offered an explanation for the formation of sinkholes along the shores of the Dead Sea, since this fresh underground water is responsible for dissolving the layers of salt that lead to the collapse of the soil. In addition, the 2011 expedition also revealed the presence of microbial life in areas of the Dead Sea previously thought impossible. Samples collected from the depths of the lake showed the existence of microbial communities adapted to the extreme conditions of salinity and pressure. This discovery not only expanded our understanding of the limits of life on Earth, but also raised intriguing questions about the possibility of life in extreme environments on other planets. The scientific discoveries at the Dead Sea have, interestingly, found parallels with biblical descriptions of the region. Historically, the area around the Dead Sea is described in the Bible as being much more fertile and habitable than it is today. The book of Genesis, for example, describes the valley of Siddim, where the Dead Sea is believed to be located, as being well-watered everywhere, like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt. Genesis 3:des. The contrast between this description of a fertile region and the actual desolation of the Dead Sea has intrigued scholars for centuries. However, recent scientific discoveries, including the identification of underground freshwater sources and the presence of life in certain areas, are beginning to offer a bridge between the biblical narrative and geological reality. Some scientists speculate that, in the past, the balance between freshwater inflow and evaporation may have been significantly different, allowing for more favorable conditions for life. Climate change over the millennia, combined with tectonic activity in the region, could have altered this balance, leading to the formation of the hypersaline environment we know today. The Dead Sea is not just a geological and ecological phenomenon. It is a site deeply rooted in the history and culture of the region. For millennia, it has been a focal point of human activity, from biblical times to the modern era. Historically, the Dead Sea was known for its healing properties. The ancient Egyptians used its minerals in mummification techniques, while Herod the Great established one of the world's first spas on its shores. The mineral-rich mud and saline waters of the Dead Sea have been valued for their therapeutic properties for millennia, a tradition that continues today with the cosmetics and health treatment industry. Archaeologically, the Dead Sea region is a treasure trove of discoveries. The famous Qumran caves, where the Dead Sea Scrolls were found, are located nearby. These ancient texts, including some of the oldest known biblical manuscripts, shed new light on the history of Judaism and early Christianity. The cultural and historical importance of the Dead Sea extends beyond its shores. The region has been the scene of countless historical events, from Old Testament battles to modern conflicts. Today, the Dead Sea continues to be a source of geopolitical tension, with Israel, Jordan, and the Palestinian Authority disputing its resources and seeking solutions for its rapid diminution. The changes observed in the Dead Sea are not just physical phenomena. They carry profound metaphorical and spiritual implications. For many believers, the transformation of the Dead Sea is seen as a powerful symbol of divine grace and power. An oft-cited metaphor compares the Dead Sea's ability to sustain anything floating in its dense waters with God's sustenance during life's difficult moments. Just as the Dead Sea prevents someone from sinking, divine grace is believed to sustain the faithful in their most challenging moments. The renewal seen at the Dead Sea also inspires reflections on God's power to restore even the most desolate places and situations. The idea that life can arise in such an inhospitable environment is seen as a powerful metaphor for God's ability to bring hope and renewal even in the most desperate circumstances. In addition, many see a connection between the revitalization of the Dead Sea and the rebirth of Israel as a nation. For some, the changes at the Dead Sea are interpreted as a sign of the fulfillment of God's promises to Israel and a prelude to the Messianic era prophesied in the Scriptures. To conclude this fascinating video about the surprising transformations at the Dead Sea, I'd like to thank you for accompanying us on this journey of discovery and reflection. The changes we have witnessed at this legendary site are not only geological phenomena, but also a powerful reminder of the interconnection between faith, science, and history. If you were as intrigued as we were by these revelations, don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share this message of hope and renewal with your friends and family. After all, we are possibly witnessing the fulfillment of millennia-old prophecies in real time. Now, if you want to continue exploring the mysteries of our world and the fascinating connections between ancient faith and modern discoveries, be sure to subscribe to our channel. By clicking the subscribe button, you guarantee that you won't miss any of our upcoming videos on equally captivating and life-changing topics. And if this video has touched your heart or expanded your mind in any way, please show your support by giving it a like. Your like not only helps us reach more people with these important messages, but also encourages us to keep bringing you quality content. Remember, every discovery, every change in the Dead Sea could be a sign of something bigger to come. Stay with us to uncover more mysteries and explore the wonders of our world in a new light. Until the next video, and may the waters of wisdom continue to flow in your life.